Hey, this is Red Phoenix or Rhett Phoenix or whatever you want to call me. The guy who's been streaming this. All I wanted to say is this is going to be a shorter part than usual with not a lot of commentary. It's all post and it's all going to be done whenever I feel like I need to say something. Uh, all this is I sat back and thought about it and realized this is going to be maybe who knows how many hours of me just grinding in preparation of the final boss. So I figured, screw it, I'll record all of that instead of streaming it, and then edit it to be much, much shorter. That way it's not maybe 6 hours of me streaming, walking around grinding. Instead it'll be maybe 10 minutes of fast-forwarded footage with it stopping to show key points that happen. Regardless, the same kind of posts on Tumblr will be coming out of this, but instead of streaming, it's going to be these post-recorded sessions until I get to the boss. I'll stream that. So, yeah. Thanks to anyone who's been tuning in to see these streams. If this game wasn't, like, completely adverse to streaming, because unless you have, like, a highly active chat, I can't see much reason to stream this. I just wanted to try it out. If it wasn't adverse to it, I would keep streaming it, but I'm going to just do these parts videos until I get to the boss again. So anyway, thanks. We'll move on to the sped up grinding later. As silly a thing as it is, it does mean a lot, because it's been a lot of fun to experiment with this. I do wish I would have chosen a better game to stream for the first stream, but it's still been great to revisit this. So anyway, thanks to everyone who's viewed. This is how it'll be for the next couple parts until we get back to the boss. See ya. I really don't know what to say here other than I finally bred a new team and completely forgot that it costs gold to do stuff. And at this point I forgot that I had gold in the bank, so looks like it's time for me to go grind money. Now this is the generation of monsters that made me thankful I was recording this, because holy cow. I thought the last healer was bad. Todd is the worst healer I've ever seen. I think it's because of his personality. He's selfish. He refuses to heal anyone unless they're at like 20 HP, which means they're already dead. They're already gonna die then. He never casts Vivify. He defends all the time. He attacks with physical attacks before doing anything else. Probably the worst healer I've ever had. Towards the end of grinding him, I said screw it and just started commanding him to do everything. And half of what I love about this game is that when you're grinding, you can just zone out and let them do their own deal. But because of frickin' Todd, I wasn't allowed to do that. I mean, I guess on the plus side, the other two did pretty well. That Metal Drac, Wiggle, freaking awesome. That dude is carrying my team pretty hardcore. Reggie, not so much. Reggie, kind of disappointing. But that's okay, because Wiggle carried everything, and Todd was the real weak link in this whole generation. didn't plan on breeding so quickly, but I had to get rid of Todd as soon as possible. So I ended up breeding a few monsters, and I ended up keeping Wiggle because he was really good, and I wanted to try to get him to like level 45. But the end result was Frank, because I remembered having a Kotal before and them being really powerful. And I've gotten a Gigan before, and I didn't remember what they were good at. Turns out they only level up like HP and attack. And that was supposed to be my new healer, so this kind of jiggled around what my whole team was. But the end result was Kyle actually did pretty okay. He ended up being an attacker, but he did pretty okay. And luckily, Frank did know some healing spells, so he became the impromptu healer for this run. But as this expedited grind fest comes to a close, the ending team ended up being Kyle, Wiggle, and Frank. Frank's the new healer, even though he shouldn't be. Kyle's the new attacker, even though he shouldn't be. And Wiggle's just carrying everyone else. It's all working out pretty well for now. I don't think this team's the end result for the final boss, but another day of grinding and we'll see where we're at.